The true self versus the social mask. Alan Watts' wisdom. Have you ever felt like you're wearing a mask? Like the person you present to the world is carefully crafted, shaped by expectations, responsibilities, and social norms? But deep down, there's another version of you. The one that exists beyond judgment, beyond approval, beyond fear. Who is that person? Today, I want to take you on a journey into the essence of who you truly are. Because if you stay with me until the end, I promise you this. You will not only understand the difference between your true self and the social mask, but you will also walk away with practical tools to start living more authentically, courageously, and powerfully than ever before. The birth of the social mask. When we are born, we are free. A baby doesn't pretend, doesn't conform, doesn't worry about approval. A baby cries when it's sad, laughs when it's happy, and expresses every emotion with complete authenticity. But then, something happens. We are taught the rules of the game. We learn that some behaviors are rewarded while others are punished. We start modifying our actions to fit in, to be accepted, to feel safe. This is the birth of the social mask, the version of us that conforms to expectations. We wear different masks for different roles: the responsible employee, the loving partner, the agreeable friend. And with each mask we put on, we lose touch with the raw, unfiltered, and limitless person we truly are. Alan Watts, the great philosopher, often spoke about the illusion of the self. He pointed out that our identity is largely a construct, a persona we adopt to function within society. He argued that from an early age we are conditioned to see ourselves as separate from the world, but this is a grand illusion. In reality, our true self is deeply connected to everything around us. The mask we wear is not who we are, but a survival mechanism shaped by social conditioning. Watts reminds us that the pressure to conform leads us into a life of pretense. We act in ways that align with what is expected rather than what feels true. We play roles that keep us in line with cultural and societal norms. Over time, we begin to believe that the mask is who we truly are, and we forget the vibrant, unfiltered consciousness that exists beneath. Consider this. Have you ever felt drained after a social interaction where you had to be someone you're not? Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt disconnected from the person staring back? That's the weight of the social mask pressing down on you. The issue is that the more we conform, the further we drift from ourselves. And the further we drift from ourselves, the more unfulfilled we become. Watts believed that true fulfillment comes from shedding the mask and embracing the spontaneous, unfiltered self. The part of you that doesn't need validation to exist. But then, how do we break free? How do we unlearn years of conditioning? How do we rediscover our true selves when we have spent so long pretending? Action steps. Take a moment today to reflect. What are the masks you wear? Write them down. Identify the areas in your life where you feel you have to pretend. Ask yourself, who would I be if I were not afraid of judgment? Write a letter to yourself as your true self, describing your dreams, desires, and natural instincts without any fear of societal expectations. The true self, who you are, beneath the mask. Alan Watts speaks about the true self as something deeper than your job, your title, your possessions, or even your thoughts. Your true self is the observer, the presence behind the mind. It is who you are when you're alone, when there's no one to impress, no role to play. Think about the moments when you feel truly alive. When time disappears, when you are not thinking about how you appear to others. That's your true self speaking. But what does it mean to find your true self? Watts suggests that our true nature is like the ocean, vast and limitless. The roles we play in life, the social mask, are merely waves on the surface. When we get caught up in identifying with these temporary, shifting roles, we lose sight of the deep, unchanging ocean beneath. He argues that society conditions us to believe we are isolated egos trapped inside individual bodies. But in reality, we are not separate. We are part of a larger, interconnected existence. The idea of an isolated self is just a mental construct, an illusion created by language and cultural conditioning. To truly reconnect with yourself, you must let go of the illusion of control. The more you try to be something, the further you drift from what you already are. You are not something to be achieved, you simply are. Watts often used the analogy of music. The point of music is not to get to the end of the composition. Life is the same way. It is not about reaching a destination or fulfilling an external expectation. It is about experiencing the present moment fully, as you are, without judgment. Action steps. Create space for your true self by practicing silence. Spend 10 minutes every day sitting alone without distractions. Journal your deepest thoughts without filtering. Ask yourself, if I had no fear, what would I do? Engage in an activity where you lose track of time, painting, dancing, hiking, or simply sitting in nature. Notice how it feels to exist without a goal, without judgment. Question the labels you've been given. Are you truly the person you've been told you are, or is that just another mask? Practice self-inquiry. Ask yourself, who am I beyond my name, my job, my beliefs? Breaking free. Shedding the mask. The challenge isn't just identifying the mask, it's daring to take it off. This is where the battle begins, because shedding the mask means stepping into discomfort. It means risking rejection. It means facing the unknown. Alan Watts said, "To have faith is to trust yourself to the water." When you swim, you don't grab hold of the water because as if you do, you will sink and drown. Instead, you relax and float. This is exactly how shedding the mask works. It requires you to stop clutching onto the illusion of control and surrender to who you truly are. Most people cling to their masks because they believe they are essential for survival. We believe that without them, we won't be accepted, loved, or valued. But Watts reminds us that the very act of clinging creates suffering. The more we struggle for life, as conceived by the ego, the more we are actually killing what we love. But then, what if the people who truly matter love the real you? What if dropping the mask brings the peace, joy, and fulfillment you've been searching for all along? What if the fear of being exposed is just another illusion? To shed the mask, you must embrace spontaneity. Watts believed that the essence of life is found in the unplanned, the unscripted, the moments where you simply are. He said, "Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone." The more you overthink, the more you analyze who you should be, the further you move from your true self. Action steps to break free. Start small. Be honest in one conversation today where you'd normally hide your feelings. Say what you truly mean without worrying about how it will be received. Let go of the need for approval. Notice when you modify your words or actions to please others. Ask yourself, what would I do if I didn't care about their opinion? Engage in free, unstructured play. Dance without worrying how you look. Sing without worrying how you sound. Do something creative just for the sake of doing it. Observe your resistance. When you feel yourself hesitating to express your true self, ask, who am I afraid of? What's the worst that could happen? Then act despite the fear. Surround yourself with authenticity. Spend time with people who accept you as you are, not those who encourage your mask. Surrender to the moment. Let go of excessive control and allow life to unfold naturally, without forcing an outcome. By embracing these steps, you begin to break free from the illusion. You start to exist as you are, rather than as you believe you should be. Watts said it best, "You are under no obligation to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. You have the power to let go, to evolve, and to step into your real self at any moment." Living authentically. Becoming unapologetically you. Living authentically means fully embracing yourself without fear, doubt, or compromise. It means letting go of expectations, breaking free from self-imposed limitations, and stepping boldly into your uniqueness. Alan Watts often emphasized that true freedom comes when we stop trying to be something and instead just be. Many of us hesitate to live authentically because we fear rejection or disapproval. We worry that if we reveal our true selves, we may not be accepted. But Watts reassures us, you are under no obligation to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago. The beauty of authenticity is that it evolves. It does not require perfection, just presence and honesty. Watts reminds us that society teaches us to act in a way that is socially acceptable rather than naturally spontaneous. Trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth. The essence of life is to flow naturally, without clinging to a rigid identity. You do not have to conform to labels, expectations, or external validation. True authenticity is about trusting your own inner rhythm and intuition. Practical steps to living authentically. Stop seeking validation. Understand that you are already enough. Your worth is not determined by external approval, but by your own self-acceptance. Align your actions with your values. Before making a decision, ask, is this coming from my true self or my social mask? Make choices that reflect who you truly are. Surround yourself with authenticity. Spend time with people who encourage your real self rather than those who expect you to wear a mask. Embrace imperfection. Authenticity is not about being flawless, it's about being real. Watts said, "Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun." Learn to laugh at your own journey. Express yourself freely, whether through art, writing, conversation, or movement. Allow yourself to be seen as you truly are without filtering or self-censoring. Live in the present. Watts often spoke about the importance of presence. This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now. The more you live in the moment, the less you will be burdened by past expectations or future anxieties. Ultimately, living authentically is about stepping into your own natural way of being, without hesitation or fear. It's about removing the layers of conditioning that tell you who you should be, and instead realizing that you are already everything you need to be. Your challenge today. You've gained insights into the difference between your true self and your social mask. Now, knowledge without action is useless. So, here's my challenge for you. Pick one action item from this speech and apply it today. Maybe it's journaling your authentic thoughts. Maybe it's having an honest conversation. Maybe it's choosing to express yourself fully. Whatever it is, do it today. And if you found this helpful, check out our other videos for more inspiration and insight on living an extraordinary life. The journey to your true self begins now.